all the commissioners, all those that are involved in this meeting today. Father, we ask you to give them wisdom and knowledge to lead this county the way that you would have it to be. In the name of Christ Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Flag allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor is there to the flag, pledge allegiance to the United States, one state under God, one indivisible.
Well, Commissioner, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
You good? All around the precinct?
Praise the Lord for the rain. We needed that and gave us a little moisture, so we're out blading and trying to catch up. Got a few roads that washed out. And we've got 2 roads that are probably chip seal and the picture gets it. Looks like we may have another one that we're going to use this work on over around the lake, but 1207 in the middle part of 1414 is a we get the drainage done on 1207 and are finishing up the drainage on 1414. Moving along.
Commissioner?
Like you said, thankful for the rain, for the crops on the roads, had 4 blades running yesterday, about yesterday afternoon, it already got too dry and too hard to blade. And had to cut that off, so we're back to hauling rock again this morning, try to finish up Abbott Road and move on to another one later in the week.
Pretty much the same thing. Thankful for the rain, working on some bad mud spots, showed up after the rain and cleaning the ditch out here on 3106. Building a road up just south of Bobcat Construction with Bobcat, and then can't think the guy's name, but they put in a chicken processing plant off of 3107. We have a tremendous amount of traffic out there and it just tears up. We can't keep that road, put it that way. So trying to get it in a little bit better shape today.
No, we got a bunch of thin spots and we've been, I guess, trying to cover thin spots for several weeks now, so they just keep showing up. The rain showed us a few more that we didn't know we had, so anyway, taking up our time.
Great.
Mr. Cantrell?
Yes, sir. We've got, we ordered some MDTs for the sheriff's office and maybe MDTs for them to use for patrol vehicles. We have a call when I was at afternoon with Motorola to begin progress on updating the CAD system, so we're gonna be talking about timelines and next steps. And we've got some good news for Commissioner Crunch's barn. He's been getting charged a little extra lately for his internet and phone line because it's legacy service. And so we actually worked with one of our vendors next to him and come out there and install a free internet for us out there at his barn. So we should be there tomorrow morning to do that. So.
Ms. True, anything from the city?
Morning, Commissioners. I want to take this opportunity to share about an upcoming event that is of interest to the court. Go Hillsborough, which is a group of community stakeholders, really just there to promote the greater Hillsborough area. Is putting on an event. They've put on summits in the past. The most recent you might remember was Dr. Perryman, the economist who came to speak about the economy here in the Mill County region. And on April 16th, so next Thursday, we are working to put together a panel regarding data centers. We really want this to be, informative. We want to engage the community in gathering questions. As of right now, again, lists that we've secured represent power, they represent water infrastructure, and they represent site selection. Right now, the best place to find information about that event is on Facebook. Go Hillsborough has a Facebook page and there is an event there for this. Again, we're gathering questions so people can submit questions through Facebook. The panel itself will start at noon. If anyone has any questions, they can certainly reach out to me or us at the city. That's the mark that we really hope that this will help all of us better understand kind of the potential of data centers, good and bad, and help that educate us as we all make these decisions going forward.
What's the date on
April 16th.
What time?
It's at the Hill College Performing Arts Center, and further than 11:30, the panel starts at noon. And it should be over by 1.
Development Services?
Not too much new news over here. The rain identified some roof leaks that we need to address. So we'll be getting on that this week. OSSF is good. The countywide cleanup. As you know, I don't know if you've announced it yet, but in May, we're looking to do a countywide cleanup. Judge Bradford got some dumpsters required from Hot Dog and, coordinating with Commissioner Holt, we try to get an additional trailer in his precinct for a problem area that we have for tires, so look for news coming down from that.
Park.
Tables, tables, we were preparing for our quarterly reports. So, having assistant auditors for the outside auditors with data. And we budgeted, I'd say about 90% of our side of it. And then I wanted to fill up as a meeting in our office for the past week, working hard on some kind of software issues that we've been trying. And we have resolutions that that's great, our staff can do what they need with the software. And also then make the search process, and every day at 5 o'clock, my key, the sounds on the layers. And it is like 80 degrees within 2 hours. And I have this, so we start really hard with that company that we're working the right way, so it's not 80 degrees and not. That's it, there's something kind of things, but other than that, just business as normal.
Miss Peavy, Miss Susan?
We're just working on the audit and finishing it, closing out that year.
The count?
That was quick.
I guess from my office, as Mr. Crossen alluded to, we will be doing a countywide cleanup. We've secured multiple dumpsters for regular scrap, whatever you can fill them with. And then we also have one tire trailer and we're working on getting the second. So we'd love to see those filled up as fast as possible. And
What day will they be here?
it's May.
May
16th, I believe. We're still a little touchy on the date.
What time?
May 16th or May the next weekend. We're still working on the date. Some logistics involved, but I feel like if we fill those up, we've got a better opportunity to get more.
So I can speak from experience.
When you want to park it on my yard.
We did that and we filled up a 52 foot trailer in an hour and a half. Well, we full to the top with tires. They couldn't even hardly shut the door.
But we're trying to get multiple dumpsters, and then 2 tire trailers is the goal right there.
I put 2 up on the old Blum yard. And I left them there and I told the constituents, if you guys have tires, come bring them, but put them in the trailers.
Yeah.
They stacked 60 tons of tires in front of the trailers. They didn't put them in the trailer.
Well, we'll have some workers. I know Hill County CERT, the civilian emergency response team, will be volunteering for this. We've got some volunteers already lining up, so we'll have some direction at the site. This site will be central in Hill County, so it's not going to be super convenient for everyone. But that's the best way we can do it for this one. I would like to see us doing this quarterly, but that would mean some investing on our part in the future, because Hot Dog cannot supply us as I would like. But I would like to see it. I think it relieves a burden on our citizens if we can help them out with disposing some of their scrap. So, all right, we'll move on. We'll go ahead and enter into open forum. If anybody is here for open forum, if you would please limit the comments to 5 minutes and please state your name prior to speaking. Anybody here for open forum?
Good morning, guys. My name is Jeff Mashburn. I live right outside of Itasca. I've been in Hill County for going on 13 years now. I've got some very interesting important things to talk to y'all about. Cover two different aspects of energy related contracts. So I've been in the energy industry since 1995. And I've worked in school, city, county, local, state, and federal energy projects under the heading energy conservation, or what's more commonly known performance contracting or energy savings performance contracts. I resigned out of that industry because of the fraud and corruption that I witnessed and was asked to participate in. And since that time, I've been involved with exposing multiple contracts across the state of Texas, still involved with that. What's really discouraging to me is I met with Judge Lewis in 2019, 2020 about a contract that the Hill County Court and Commissioners Court was considering on an ESPC contract, and explained to him some of the issues I had, the problems with it. And also, we also talked about the solar farms and tax abatements. And he had told me at the time that the county wasn't considering that type of a contract. And since that time, I found out y'all have actually done one. And you not only done one, but you've done change orders too. So I have a PIR for that contract. It's got several pages of documents we're requesting. I've been involved with the Justice Department on multiple of these projects. We got 3 thrown out in a row in court. The judge there has ruled that the ESPC statute is unconstitutional and violates multiple points of the Texas State Constitution and government code. But yet local entities are still doing this as of right now. We're trying to stop it. But every contract we expose and every one of these we do, we're making progress in getting this shut down in Texas. I was actually invited to Austin in the 88th session to speak before the Senate Business Finance Committee by a senator who was involved in what's involved down there in his district, federal investigation, fraud, corruption, tied to the energy contracts, kickbacks, vote buying, it goes on and on and on. I got to Austin, I've been down there before. We got shut down by a political move, didn't get to speak. But we're not giving up by any means. So this PIR specifically asks for specific documents. I would suggest you read it very carefully. If you can't provide the documents here, state the reason why, read detail. If this is public record, this is going to be an exhibit in federal complaint number 4 that I'm filing. But ESPC contracts are a Ponzi scheme from the very get-go. I've been involved with this almost 30 years. I officed in the same office as the individuals who drafted this to make it become legislation. These are smart guys. They're smart crooks. And they have hoodwinked schools, city, county government for 30 years, and these guys are rich. But they know we're onto them now. So this will become an evidence in court or a court case. I'm just letting you know right now. The people that try not to respond with our request, and then not only that, tried to cover it up and sick lawyers on us, it didn't end well for them. And some of these people have been indicted, prosecuted, and serving time. So that's one issue. But ESPC contracts are a Ponzi scheme. You were targeted by these companies that do this. You're a victim and a target for these people. They prey on small rural local governments and school districts. That's their target. And everything about this is fraudulent as the day is long from the very beginning. So we're asking for the documents, we're asking for the evidence, and they didn't meet the requirements. When y'all entertained this, the first agenda item in June of 2019, or I'm sorry, August of 2019, agenda item 6 was discussed a neutral budget facilities improvement project. There's no such thing as a budget neutral project. There never has been. So you were set up from the very beginning, to be honest with you. But we're asking for these documents. Now that's all I'm going to talk about on that part. The rest of what I'm going to say is about the tax abatements, which a lot of people in here are impacted by. So the other federal complaint I'm working on right now, it deals with tax abatements. And I can just say this, that there are a lot of issues We've got evidence, I've got 29 contracts following our first federal complaint. We've identified almost $4 million in questionable financial transactions. Call it whatever you want to call it. Kickbacks, schemes, gifts.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Wrap up. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, again, it's, this court's made some really bad decisions on behalf of the taxpayers with the victims. And there'll be a time we're gonna get to talk about this, or it'll be in court about what's going on. But I can tell you right now, it's, none of us are backing down, including myself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comments. Anybody else here for open forum? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Mary Costa. I live in near Menlo. I'm precinct 2, Abbott address, Menlo Water. Used to have a West phone number, so I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm here to talk about the tax abatement for the data center. And while you were very kind and spoke to us last time, there's got to be ways to address this with our state legislature. We have Ms. Orr, who I'm sure will talk to us about ways to fix the problem. We're not the only county that's facing this. Multiple other counties have been successful in halting the data centers. I just think it's premature to rush into any tax abatements because the rest of us are going to be faced with the consequences of these data centers for years to come. All this farmland that they're taking out of production is never going to be able to be farmed again. They bring in so much gravel and stuff that you destroy the farmland. Once you destroy that farmland and take it out of production, who's going to make our food? You know, who's going to grow our food? Our farmers are this country's lifeline, have been forever. And I think we really need to consider that before we go ahead with any kind of abatements. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Good morning. Could we have this placed in the official records today that we presented this to the court?
And your name?
Linda Paul.
Thank you.
First of all, we want to thank the court for posting an appropriate notice regarding the Hubbard Data Center. We really appreciate that. And today, we, the citizens of Hill County, are asking the Commissioners Court to place into effect a temporary restraining order, stop work order, and ultimately an injunction if needed to stop any and all physical dirt work, construction, wind turbine installation, surface disturbance, or groundbreaking activity related to any green energy products within Hill County. The pause is specifically aimed at preventing developmental and construction until the county can complete its review for compliance with fire codes, including NFPA standards, the Lone Star Infrastructure Protection Act, the Critical Infrastructure Protection Act, and other public health and safety requirements. This does not prevent landowners from leasing their property for solar, wind, or battery storage projects. Property owners retain the right to enter into lease agreements as they see fit. During the TRO period, we asked the county to evaluate risk to public health, safety, and welfare arising from green energy projects, including fire suppression, emergency, cybersecurity, and operational technology risk associated with foreign manufactured hardware, software, firmware, and communication systems, which have been included on the Governor of Texas prohibited company list. Compliance with current and anticipated state of Texas directives, including executive actions of the governor addressing prohibited technologies, critical infrastructure protection, and foreign adversary influence. Adequacy of existing county ordinance in compliance with state law, including but not limited to NFPA Fire Code and the Lone Star Infrastructure Protection Act and the Critical Infrastructure Protection Act to regulate siting, construction, operation, and monitoring and decomposing of green energy facilities while protecting the infrastructure in accordance with the referenced state laws. The immediate necessity is because the county has received plans from one developer who expressly intends to use equipment from a manufacturer which has been placed on the governor's prohibited entity list. The county is responsible for the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens. Therefore, further research and study is required to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of Hill County. Findings of facts: green energy projects increasingly rely on complex interconnected operational technology and communication systems integral to critical infrastructure. Failures and compromises of such systems pose materials risk to public safety, emergency response, and property. Rural counties such as Hill County face heightened risk due to limited emergency response sources. Cybersecurity and foreign influence. The governor of Texas, acting under his constitutional statutory authority, has issued executive actions identifying and restricting prohibited technologies associated with foreign adversaries. Contemporary Ampex technology, also known as CATL, has been placed on the governor's prohibited technologies list due to cybersecurity and national security concerns. Green energy products may incorporate foreign linked software, firmware, and communication systems capable of remote access, monitoring, and control. County level review is necessary to ensure compliance with state policy and to prevent irreversible installation of prohibited and high-risk technology. Under the Texas Health and Safety Code 121.003 authorizes as follows: the governing body of a municipality or the commissioner's court may enforce any law that is reasonably necessary to protect the public health. As these matters are being turned over to the Attorney General, we, the people of Hill County, pray that the county will take any and all reasonable steps to ensure that the county is in compliance with the Lone Star Infrastructure Protection Act, while the Attorney General continues to review and study green energy technologies. We, the people of Hill County, believe a temporary restraining order is a reasonable, proportional, and narrowly tailored response to protect the public interest while regulations are developed. Any TRO shall be tailored to include the findings of facts, necessities, and legal basis after the Texas Attorney General has concluded their investigation in cybersecurity linked to the critical infrastructure. So now I'm going to take you back to the Senate Committee on Business and Commerce hearing that was on April the 1st of 2026. During this committee hearing, Kevin Sparks states that solar wind battery storage is not sufficient to support the grid. An abatement is a lame excuse and a waste of time. That's only the beginning of what is all said here. And any of you that want to stay after and review these documents that we have here, I mean, the evidence is undeniable with the situation at the Hubbard Data Center and them being connected to the CPTL. So we thank you for your time, and we hope that you will consider protecting the health and welfare of the citizens of Hill County.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Anybody else here for open forum this morning? No one in the audience? Do you have anybody online? No one online.
I'll just say something.
Come on.
John Walhoff, 3. These people are very articulate, so them to know I stand in solidarity with them and just to support them. And I'm just one of the people in Hill County that doesn't appreciate the solar panels or the wind turbines or data centers ruining our the way our way of life and our agricultural base. And I've got a question also. These new wind turbines, are they going to have the aircraft identification systems in them where they don't have the flashing lights until they detect an aircraft coming over and picking up the transponder on the aircraft?
So I can answer your question after court, if that's okay. I can't answer it right now, and those abatements were done a couple years ago. So 3 years ago, so.
Some of these commissioners here, that they were present here when they were about the aircraft identification system.
Yeah.
Supposed to be put on these new turbines that are being built.
But I'll get your. Yes,
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Yeah. 1 second, I put one of these online. And one last minute. We do have one online that wants to speak.
Is it okay to go?
Yes, sir. Can you take your name for the court, please?
Yes, my name is Warren Zimmerman. Can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure. I'm gonna keep this brief, try to get it down to 2 minutes.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I'm a member of the Grandview Ranch POA that's over by Ithaca off of basically what is that 67 44 4411 4411. If you know that area pretty well. Are you familiar with anyway? The reason why I'm asking on this is that I drove over there yesterday to go get, establish an address. I have some, some acres of land over there, and I have a car, right? And the roads are pretty bad getting over to that direction to go 67 441 and then on to 4407. And I think we've had some conversations called in saying, hey, what's the possibility of getting some road paving or road improvement over there? Like I could really literally drive about 5-10 miles per hour in my car. Now I don't have a truck, hey, I understand. Maybe I need a truck to come over there. But what we're looking for is just a little bit of funding to improve the roads. And we've called about it. I think I spoke to somebody and they were just like, that road will never be paved. And all we're looking for is a little improvement. We got about 100 lots back there. A lot of families want to get that, be able to drive over there. You got farmland. You have, the dust is being kicked up in the air because it's all, gravel roads. And when I look at Johnson County right next door, right? I mean, they're immaculate roads, everything improvement. Out there, and it's we're just looking for some support, and I just hope that y'all could spend a little extra time to put some improvements in there. If I need to leave my phone number to call or talk to anybody, happy to do so. I just really hoping for some support to improve that area. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else for open forum? Yes, sir. Come on up. Hi. Yes, sir.
Jimmy Lofton. Jimmy Lofton. LOFTIN.
Hold on. Then you start your timer. My bad.
I don't need a timer.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be real quick. I was told you're Martin Lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jimmy Lofton, 3402. Right? There used to be a cop that lived there that got that road paved, graded all the time. And us landowners, quote, we don't pay enough taxes, so we can't fix our roads. I don't see why you would give anybody a tax break if the only reason you can't fix our roads is you don't have enough tax money. So all this seems like is a kickback, like he said. So you need to fix this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else here for open forum? No. All right. Well, with that, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Action on minutes, invoices, payroll, monthly report for revenue and disbursements, and record any elected officials. Plans? Motion.
Thanks.
Motion, Commissioner Hoffman, second Commissioner Hoffman. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. As those go around, we'll go ahead and go to item number 1 on the court orders, discuss interaction on employee wage or status changes. We've got multiple status or wage changes. We got 3 new hires. Mr. Calbera, Mr. Moore, and Mr. Mayfield. 2 separated, Mr. Ybarra, and Mr. Nelson. And 3 wage changes, Mr. Strong, Mr. Penny, and Mr. Harris.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Motion from Commissioner Crumpton and a second from Commissioner Hawkins. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 2, observe and record hunting / cadence plan, Hill County investment policy. Ms. Parker, would you like to speak to this?
Commissioners, good morning, Judge. As you're aware, we use Citizens State Bank for some of our JP accounts and some of our investments for CDs. We are transitioning to Cadence Bank last year. Now we're transitioning to Huntington Bank. So 2 mergers in less than a year. This is just being a little ahead of the game. Huntington has signed our investment agreement policy that they will adhere to how we invest our funds.
Make a motion to accept.
That's just a little.
Second.
A motion from Commissioner Lake, a second from Commissioner Hawkins. Any
So it's
further
Huntington, not
Huntington.
hunting, okay?
Yes.
discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 3, discuss interaction on bonds. We have approval for bonds on County Court of Law, Mount Frank, and Hill County Justice of Peace Precinct 1, Judge Jatone.
Second.
The motion from Commissioner Holton, second from Commissioner Crumpton. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 4, discuss interaction on regarding a FirstNet cell phone for the Hill County Treasurer.
So as you're aware, my office is just open like this courtroom. I do not have a private space for HR duties. And a lot of employees have come to me expressing that they're not comfortable coming in with open space to even ask for a meeting with me for HR matters. And I'm directing people to my cell phone if they're not comfortable calling the office. I don't feel that should be on my personal cell phone. I'm not asking for any contingencies. This is just coming out of my budget. If I could just have a cell phone on the county side, then I could give it to us. Thanks.
Make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Holcomb, second from Commissioner Hawkins. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, discuss interaction regarding the disconnection of 2 Verizon telephone lines for precinct 2.
There's 2 phones that one had broke during the year sometime. And most of the guys use their personal phones. And I never got the bills till this year that I was being charged for 2 phones that were no longer usable. So that's what I'm gonna do is give those 2 phone numbers.
Make a motion.
Second.
The motion, Commissioner Hawkins.
Almost that's your motion.
Make a motion that disconnect. Second, whatever.
The motion from Commissioner Crumpton and second from Commissioner Holcomb. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 6, discuss interaction on budget amendments to cover unbudgeted training for Hill County Treasurer. Ms. Peavy, what are you doing?
I'm doing good. This is just a quick moment from Ms. Parker and Crystal in her office.
Please speak a little louder, please.
This is just an amendment. We're taking the funds out of contingencies. This is providing training for Ms. Parker and Crystal in her office for human resources for a certification for them. Questions?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion from Commissioner Holcomb, second from Commissioner Lake. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, pursuant to section 551.087, Texas Government Code, the Commissioners Court will meet in closed executive session to discuss or deliberate regarding commercial or financial information that Commissioners Court has received from business prospect of the Commissioners Court seeks to have locate, stay, or expand in Hill County, and with which the Commissioners Court is conducting economic development negotiations, and to deliberate the offer of financial or other incentive to business prospect data center being public. We'll give just a minute for the courtroom to clear out. And go on into executive session.
you.